Wherever there's an episodic series, you can bet two men will talk to you. AJ Talon and Owen Finch give their thoughts on Owen and AJ Talks.
Hello!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to channel update video for the rest of 2026. I know we were planning on do this at the halfway mark of 2026. We're a little over the halfway mark, but we just been busy, and then we wanted to finish a couple of series to really feel like we earned this video. So we're doing this a little over the halfway mark, but it's not much. But I'm on.
Yeah, it's July instead of June. It's, like you said, only 1 month over.
Yeah. But I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here with
AJ Talon, and it's Owen and AJ Talks. We can be pretty proud of this channel update compared to a couple years ago, where we would be like, "Oh yeah, we didn't do anything."
Yeah, I feel like I'm always more proud because there was that year in 2022 where we did like one video, so it's like I'm always gonna be pretty proud.
I'm happy with this one because if you look at our channel and what we've done, as we're going to get into, last year we had a lot of steam. We did a lot, but it was mainly focused on one show. Whereas this year, I think we did a good job of keeping up with how much progress we made last year, but kind of spreading the love to other shows instead of just focusing on one.
Yeah. This was kind of a goal of mine this year. It was last year's, but obviously that didn't happen. But this year, with getting the big pain I don't want to say pain, but, getting the big shows that we were doing last year out of the way for a while, and we're taking a break from those. I really wanted us to do a lot of variety things this year. And I'm pretty proud of it, considering the fact that AJ and I really could only record videos 2 days a week. Because, AJ's job doesn't really allow us to do any more.
Listen, we're doing this on a work day. I gotta fucking go to work in 3 hours.
Yeah. And then AJ and I will always talk about how we plan to do a video, but I think he gets so into the weeds of work, we kind of lose steam of doing a video on a work day type of thing. So, but I'm really happy. We did a lot of the different videos this year. We did, a lot of shows that we've been working on. The three big ones we really made progress on this year. But again, we just really spread the love and went to other shows. We weren't just tied down to one show like we have been. And I'm really happy about that. But I'll kind of go over real quick what we did. I just looked at it right before we came on here, but it doesn't hurt to look again. Let's see if I can memorize it, AJ. So obviously we did the first channel update video. We finished book 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender finally.
We did that months ago. That's why I'm wearing the same clothes, even though it's daytime now.
Yep.
Been in these.
Yep. So that's not up yet. As a recording, it will be up. And this will be up following it. But yeah, we finished book 1 of Avatar. We made really good progress in that. I'm pretty sure the first episode we did this year was The Great Divide, and we made it all the way until the end of book 1, which is pretty good progress for us. Really happy.
A little bit more than half, or a little bit less than half.
Yep. We updated our progress with Ben 10. I think last year we did two Ben 10 videos, did 3 episodes. This year, we finished the show. And again, we were a little bit more.
We did more than 3, and we did Lucky Girl, we did Side Effects, Small Problem, Secrets and Truth. That's 5.
Yeah, true.
We finished season 1 of Ben 10, the original. And then we started season 2 the next day, which is something we've never done before. Yeah,
because I didn't want to wait too long to watch the next episode because of how that ended. So I'm happy about that. We finished the Star Wars original trilogy. We reviewed the final Star Wars in the original trilogy this year. Really happy about that. That was kind of a little struggle for us to get done because we watched the movie in February. We were gonna do the video, but then things got in the way, so we did that I think we did it in May because it was roughly around the time we started New Hope. So I kind of wanted us to do it roughly a year we started that. So I'm happy about that. I will say, like, in the update, we're not going to pick up the prequels. We wanted to do the prequels this year, but we can't fit it in, and I'm okay with waiting.
Yeah.
So
that'll be more of a next year thing. Yeah, Danny Phantom, we didn't do as much progress as we would have liked, but, the year is fresh. We still have, now that we've made good milestones for Danny and for Ben and Avatar, we'll focus more on Danny. Because Danny Phantom, we did 2 episodes, I believe, but they were big episodes. We did Brothers Keeper and Shades of Grey. So those were big episodes, and I'm happy we got to them.
Yeah. Which is good. We didn't really plan on this, but it happened. We finished Dragon Ball Season 1 this year. That kind of came out of nowhere because we were kind of doing Dragon Ball as like something fun, something to kind of, for AJ and I, to kind of do on like a work day type of thing. But then we just kind of got on a roll, and then I think Goku Day was coming up, right? So you wanted us to like do it around that time?
Yeah, so I did Dragon Ball episode, and I was like, Goku Day is coming up. We should like do this. And by that point, it's like, well, we're pretty much at the season finale. Like, we might as well just, do the rest of it.
Yep. And then a decade in the making, we finished Season 1 of Kiss Sis, finally. Over a decade, actually, in the making, actually. Because it was... 20...
Yeah, God, the fact that we have to specify Season 1 of Kiss Sis. Because it's funny, because we didn't even know that until fairly recently. I was like, fuck, there's a whole other season I didn't even know about.
That was an adventure. Always fun to rag on that. I think we only did I think that's the only Kiss Sis video we did this year, right? Was just the 2-part finale. Somewhat.
Yeah, pretty much. We were like, we're at the end. The end is nigh.
AJ and I did a nice funeral for it, because Kiss Sis was a huge part of our channel, and it took up a lot of our lives somehow. So
yeah, I fucking Kiss Sis has been more consistent in my life than so many other things.
And it's your fault. So
yeah. And remember, that is our most viewed video. That one Kiss Sis video has more views than all our other videos combined, and then some.
Yeah. You know what's, and the biggest thing that's unfortunate for me, I have no fucking choice. Kiss Sis has to be my top 3 anime because I haven't seen any. I've only seen like 2.
Yeah.
So Kiss Sis by proxy is in my top 3. I think it's like a low top 3 though. Like number 3 is like down here, and then I think like probably Dragon Ball's like all the way like up there type of thing at number 2.
Yeah, I imagine Kiss Sis and Dragon Ball aren't super close.
Huh?
I said, yeah, I would hope that Kiss Sis and Dragon Ball aren't like neck and neck for you.
Yeah. So, but and then I'm proud of this. We did a lot of guessing games this year. I think we kind of were consistent on that, but this year was cool. And this was different because this time I got to do more of the guessing games this year. Usually it's been you doing them. So this year we did the wrestling one on my wrestling channel. We did Walking Dead. And then we did Pokemon because that was kind of a little bit of a last minute one. And then we did Phineas and Ferb. We did Phineas and Ferb guessing game.
Yes. That's 4 guessing games we did, which is good because we've talked about guessing games for a while, and those were like the ones that kept coming up. So I'm glad that we managed to do that.
Actually, I gotta make sure we did do the Phineas and Ferb one. I didn't see. Oh yeah, we did. I just didn't.
And then also, we also did Riverdale and Goosebumps.
Yeah, that one was a bit of a mess because we ran out of time. So, yeah, so I'm really happy with everything. And again, like I said, we just did a lot of different variety things. Oh, and then I forgot, but we also brought back or did This Person Win or Lose video because it was like the first video we did. We did Ben from Yellow Jackets win or lose.
Which is great, because obviously, Yellow Jackets were caught up. So there's not really much we can do for Yellow Jackets this year. So I'm glad we get to do at least one Yellow Jackets video.
Yeah. And then, I was happy because last year our channel was us lushing over Ben, so I'm happy this year we got to like talk about him one last time. Obviously we'll talk about him more, but we won't have dedicated time to talk about him now type of thing because he's not going to be in the show much. So, really proud of that video. So, you're probably wondering, what are we going to do the rest of the year? So that's what AJ and I are going to talk about. We'll probably take it back and forth. So this one I'm hoping doesn't happen, mainly because I think we're making good progress, but obviously it's high on the list because uh, it's in production and everything right now. But you review Yellow Jacket season 4 if it's released. This one's pretty doubtful though. Yellow Jackets is like still in production. I'll still look stuff up on it. There's never really anything like new about it. I'm pretty sure Sophie, I think it's Sophie Elise was her name, Shauna's actress, like mentioned like back in June, that like they still had to go film some more things. So I imagine Yellow Jackets isn't going to come out this year, because we're in July now, um, and I imagine they're going to do a lot of post production stuff. They may want to they may want to end it off with a bang or begin the year with a bang and have it finish out this year, since it's going to take a lot of time for it to come out, advertising and promotions and all that type of stuff. But again, you never know. I always use the El Camino Breaking Bad movie mentality because AJ and I, if you remember back in 2019, like finished Breaking Bad, we wanted to take like a good break from that, and then El Camino came out, so then like AJ and I had to like really struggle to get like all that done. So
yeah, like you said, they really dropped it on you. Like we knew it was coming, and then all of a sudden, but we thought it was still filming, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, it comes out in like a month. It's like, oh fuck.
yeah, so I don't think that's going to happen with Yellow Jackets unless, again, they've been doing stuff real secretly. But because we've been hearing stuff about, like, certain actresses and actors, like, playing certain characters, I imagine they're going to wait till next year, I hope.
Yeah, so, we put that at the top of the list just to say, like, when that does come out, that'll obviously be a big priority for us since we'll be reviewing it weekly as it comes out. But again, it's not even likely to come out this year, so we just wanted to specify that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then getting into 3 main shows that we do. Avatar: Last Airbender, we just finished book 1. This one, aside from Danny and unlike Danny and Ben, this one has some stuff to do between seasons. Essentially, we have all the comic book stuff that came. It's not even a lot, just a couple. The couple comic books that were set during book 1 that released as the show was coming out, which is is always cool to see like what the cast were doing in between episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So that video to do. We have the Last Airbender movie to do. Yay! The good old M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie.
That I still have not seen in full yet.
Yeah, that'll be fun because Owen hasn't seen the whole thing. I try to repress it. We also have the Netflix Last Airbender show, which is of course adapting the show. We probably won't finish that this year, but we will likely at least start it. At least do an episode. And then non-review videos related to Avatar. We have the book 1 like tier list / review of like the season, and also how we would rewrite it. Because if you watch their videos, you know that we like book 1, but it is like the season with most problems in Avatar, and they're pretty easy fixes. So I think that we wanted to talk about like how we would, with our future knowledge, go back and change some stuff in book 1 to make it as good as book 2 and 3.
Yeah, for sure. And then, when we start season 2, obviously, we're starting it kind of halfway through the year. We probably won't get to all of season 2. The plan will be to go up to the desert. I think that's a good stopping point because that's kind of like where we find out that, like, everybody in the show is basically going to go to Boston Say. So that's kind of like the goal for everybody throughout the rest of the show. I mean, it's really the library, but because it's a 2-parter, the desert's like part 2 of that. We'll go up to the desert. But, I always have to specify to AJ. I say everybody because he always forgets, I think, Zuko and I were in the library episode. So that's where we find out that, like, everyone's going to go to Boston Say and everything. Yeah. So,
and like you said, it makes sense because the desert is set, like, right after the fight. So that'll be our plans for Avatar: Last Airbender. Yeah. Like I said, compared to the other shows, this one has some, like, extra stuff to it. And I said during our video, we're not going to delay book 2 because of the other stuff. We'll kind of just probably do it like alongside it.
Yeah, maybe like we can record some videos and like I'll leave them on my computer and I'll upload it to the channel as like unlisted, and then like when we finish like all the extra stuff, I'll just have it go up. I'll just upload it, make it public as it goes on, type of thing.
Yeah, however Owen wants to do it. But I'm just saying, like with getting to the desert in Avatar and doing all the extra stuff is reasonable, I believe.
Yeah. And again, we'll just say this now. Like, obviously, this is a plan. If we can go further, great. But this is probably a reasonable goal. And then for Ben 10, Ben
10 doesn't have any extra stuff like Avatar, so that's good. We just got Ben 10. The goal is to do, like Avatar, if we finish season 2, great. But the plan is to get the grudge match, which I don't think Owen has seen that one. That's a big Kevin episode, and it's like roughly halfway through the season. So that's a good stopping point, I believe.
Yeah. And then for Danny Phantom, we're gonna finish season 1. Since we did kind of all the big episodes in season 1, a lot of the videos for Danny Phantom, we could do 2 episodes in 1 video. The only episodes I think that we have to do like by themselves is probably the episode where Walker comes back, because that's kind of a big episode. And probably the finale we'll do as its own video. I'm pretty sure there's an episode in between there that would have to be its own video, but we could get Danny done pretty easily because a lot of that we could just squeeze 2 episodes into it. And then, Danny's not really that long, so we can get that done pretty easily. And then, we'll pick up, right after season 2. We won't obviously finish season 2. It would be nice for us to get to Ultimate Enemy, but I think a middle ground episode, or maybe not get to Ultimate Enemy, but maybe have us get set up where the first video next year for Danny can be Ultimate Enemy. But obviously, the goal could be also Rainstorm, since that's the first Danny Phantom like special that happens in season 2.
And like Ultimate Enemy is like everyone's favorite special, but like Rainstorm is still really good. Like that might be like my second or third favorite Danny episode.
Right.
So like, not to sleep on Rainstorm. Like that's also a good stopping point for us.
Yeah. Either one works. Don't go.
So basically, kind of like Ben 10 and Avatar, like get roughly halfway into season 2.
We definitely want to do that too, because if we can make that progress, then next year we're set up really nicely to finish the whole show of everything, pretty much. So that'd be great. You want to talk about the next thing on the list, because that's also your pick?
Yep, sure. So the next one is Dragon Ball. We already, as we said, finished the first arc, Hunt for the Dragon Balls. And I'm excited for the next one because it is the season that Owen seems to most remember from original Dragon Ball, and that is the World Tournament season. And it'll be fun because Owen is a big wrestling fan, and and this season is the most like wrestling based. You got the ring, you got the crowd, you got the announcer, you got all the cool fights. So that'll be fun, and also we of course get introduced to Krillin, who is going to be a major character going forward. So yeah, this will be a fun season, and it's about as long as season 1, roughly. So we should be able to finish that season.
Yeah, I'm excited about this because, like I said, it's the season I remember the most. It's a big wrestling season. I like wrestling, and also this is like what the games that all my friends play like it's inspired on and everything like that. Too.
Yeah. Whenever Owen has played like a Dragon Ball game for me or his friends, it's typically the fighting games that are heavily inspired by the tournament. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll be fun for him.
Yeah.
And unlike Avatar, Danny, and Ben, there isn't really a good stopping point, really. Like the only stopping point I can think of is like before the tournament starts, but like that's pretty early on in the season, so like we wouldn't really make much progress at that point.
Yeah, I think we could finish season 2 though. Definitely.
I believe so. Like it's not very long.
Yeah.
And then that's what our plan for Dragon Ball is, and then for Rick and Morty.
Well, first I want to say You know, because it's very wrestling inspired. Depending on if we can get Dragon Ball done this year. It might be a next year thing. Going on the wrestling channel, we did the guessing game for wrestling, but AJ hasn't and I haven't watched a wrestling thing yet, so we will watch something wrestling related for AJ since it makes sense to kind of do it after Dragon Ball Season 2 since it's a very big wrestling inspired season. And it'll be interesting because maybe AJ will like wrestling because he said he really likes Season 2 of Dragon Ball. I would be kind of shocked if he doesn't like wrestling. But again, I there's more to it than probably Dragon Ball than like the wrestling stuff. But it'd be kind of weird if he doesn't like wrestling since he likes Dragon Ball Season 2. But, you know, Stranger Things.
So that'll be fun because obviously Owen, I know some wrestling stuff just from hanging out with him. So I'll be interested to actually get introduced to wrestling properly.
Yeah. So the best show for him to start off, I think, is WrestleMania 1, considering the fact that that's like a wrestling show that you don't really need to know a ton about wrestling to kind of get that one. It's kind of what like started WWF's like rise with WrestleMania 1, so I think that's a good starting point. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then Rick and Morty, we have really slacked off on that. We always plan on doing the next episode, and then we just never get to it. So we are definitely gonna try. I doubt with all we have to do this year, who knows if that will happen. But the plan is, I think AJ said finish Season 2, but I had to kind of tell AJ like that's not gonna happen because we really been slacking off on even finishing Season 1, and like. We have all this other stuff to like do as we're gonna talk about. Let's just finish Season 1.
Yeah, it is one of those things where, you know, unfortunately, because we're making good progress on everything else, you know, something's got to take the hit. Unfortunately, this year, that's Rick and Morty. Although we're really close to the end of Season 1, so I think it's definitely doable to do Season 1. And then, you know, like, since we'll have, like, freed up a lot of stuff after this year, you know, we can definitely focus on Rick and Morty more the following year.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do the first episode of Season 2 like we did with Ben since episode 1 takes place like immediately after season 1. But we probably won't, considering the fact that we both seen like Rick and Morty. There won't be that urgency, I think, from one of us to like be like, oh, I want to watch the next episode type of thing because we both have seen it.
Yeah. So and then moving on to our other guessing game things. We of course want to do the first episode of Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Later. We want to do the first episode of Phineas and Ferb, and Pokemon is something that I, you know, would like to get Owen to watch. The goal is Pokemon Origins, the like little 5-episode special to celebrate like the anniversary of the first games, because that's pretty self-contained, and it can give Owen a good vibe for like what the show is like, and also you know, if we can get to it. The first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, I think that'd be a good one that Owen would enjoy. It'd also be fun, you know, because you know, Owen has seen Detective Pikachu, so he kind of gets a little bit of a vibe on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be nice. You know, it'd be nice to finally do the Pokemon stuff. Be nice to do the first episode of Walking Dead and Phineas and Ferb because the biggest thing is we want to do all our guessing game stuff. So we're going to definitely see if we can squeeze that in there. I guess I'll just say it now because it's part of our guessing game. AJ's birthday, we're going to do the first episode of Riverdale. You know, he's been wanting to do that for a while. Unfortunately, this will be probably the first technically thing we're going to review that's bad. That's not really, like, bad, I guess, yet type of thing.
Yeah, as I was telling Owen, like, Season 1 is, like, kind of just, like, okay. So it's kind of like, all right, this is a build-up, Owen. This one is kind of all right, but
So we're gonna do the first episode on his birthday, because we don't have Kiss This anymore to really like do, and I feel like, you know, that.
Oh yeah, we'll probably start up the new Kiss This like next year or something.
Yeah. And then for movie stuff, we're gonna finish the original trilogy of Evil Dead. We only have 2 left. We have to do Evil Dead 2 Death by Dawn, which we're doing in a couple weeks, and then Army of Darkness. And that will set us up pretty nicely. Obviously, I wanted us to do all of it, so like we could both go to the theaters. But then I I thought Evil Dead wasn't coming out this year because then it said online that it wasn't coming out till 2020, like 8. But unfortunately, that's like a different Evil Dead movie that was coming out because then I saw like at the theater that there was like a poster for it coming out like this year, and I'm like, well, so much for that theory, type of thing. But it'll be nice to do Evil Dead 2 because you know the new one comes out this year, and then Army of Darkness will be great to do.
Yeah.
So
That'll cap off the original trilogy for Evil Dead. That'll be great.
and then we're gonna cap off the original Toy Story trilogy. We still have to do Toy Story 2 and 3. That's probably going to be in the fall, most likely, with how our schedule's kind of working out. Maybe like November or October, we'll do 2. And then maybe December or November, we'll do 3. Would be kind of maybe how that works. And then, you know, next year, we'll do the rest of the Toy Story stuff, like the little, some shorts that's in between 3 and 4. We'll do like, you know, some like Halloween, some like holiday specials that's come out in between that, and then we'll do Toy Story 4 itself. Lightyear, maybe we'll do like some of the cartoon stuff, but the original goal this year is to finish the original trilogy. And then, you know, we're gonna try this year to sit down and do the Family Guy Season 1 tier list. We've been saying this for a while, but it's not really that long. It wouldn't be that long of a tier list because Family Guy is pretty self-contained like SpongeBob. So we're going to do the Family Guy Season 1 tier list. The reason we're doing that is because AJ didn't really get to come in until like the very last episode to do Family Guy, so this can be his way of giving like his thoughts on it. Maybe I'll have him like host since he'll be the one that can really give his thoughts. But
yeah.
And then we'll start Season 2 of Family Guy. At least do like the first episode.
And then we got some other stuff to do. The Death Note pilot chapter. We wanted to do that for a little while, and you know, it's been like 10 years since we started Death Note, so it'd be nice to do something Death Note related this year.
And you know, it's also like pretty recently, like Death Note just celebrated like its 10-year anniversary, like in America, type of thing. So
yeah. Well, no, it was 10 years since we did Death Note. It's been, I want to say like 20 years since Death Note came over.
Oh, 20, that's right. Yeah, it was 20. Yeah.
I was going to say we did Death Note 10 years ago, so it was definitely after that.
Right. I knew Death Note had some type of anniversary this year, so.
Yeah. And I'm also going to do some Goosebumps this year. Like we said with Walking Dead, Phineas and Ferb, and Pokemon, it's, you know, if we can get farther, that's great. But at the very least, we just want to do the first episode, just, you know, see how we like it, get a feel for how we're going to review it, you know, and just to like say like, hey, we started it, we got the ball rolling, and hopefully the following year we can keep up the momentum.
Yep. And then, you know, same thing. We've been talking about this for years, but we at least want to start Prison School. This was a fan who probably doesn't even watch our stuff anymore because we probably pissed him off because we never did. Huh?
Yeah, it's been fucking years.
But he's said you guys should review Prison School. So we'll at least do the first episode of that just so we can finally say we did it. It's probably on Crunchyroll somewhere, so we can probably easily watch that.
Yeah. And also, something else that's been on our back burner for a long time. We haven't talked about it as much, but Haunting of Hill House. That'll be, you know, in the spooky season. Because I've heard really good things, and Owen was the one who suggested it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. I would like to at least do the first episode. And it's fairly short. I think it's only one season. So it's definitely doable. Yeah,
so our Halloween things we're going to do this year, because I wrote a list. We're going to do 3 things since we're just doing, like, short. We're not really doing a movie or anything like that. We're doing things that are pretty short. We'll do, like, the first episode of Haunted of Hill House. We'll do, obviously, the first episode of Goosebumps, the original show, since the first episode takes place on Halloween, so that'd be nice to kind of do it around Halloween time. And then, because we'll finish the Evil Dead original trilogy, we're going to do the Evil Dead, like, Marvel comic type of thing.
Yep.
So, I'll have to buy that at some point, I guess. So...
and then, you know, for end of the year Christmas, again, nothing too crazy planned. We just have like a movie pick each. Owen's movie pick is Home Alone. I haven't figured anything out specifically, but I'm thinking Die Hard would be kind of fun. Just because it's like it's a Christmas movie, but not really a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
You know, so I just like.
Yeah. AJ had to really come up with something big for his Christmas pick because last year we had to watch the Star Wars Christmas special because of him.
You know, fucking big shoes to fill.
So,
yeah. So that's good overall. Of course, you know, there's other stuff that we started, but we're not gonna really get to this year. Red versus Blue, gonna be more of a next year thing. Kisses next year.
Yeah.
Yellow again, it's 50-50. But again, obviously, if it doesn't come out this year, then that'll be a next year thing.
Right.
Star Wars would be next year.
Maybe one thing I'll add is we've talked about this. It would be a nice quick video for us to do like the guessing game of the prequels and the post original.
We might do something like that. But in terms of movie reviews, that's next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll get to that.
Because we want to do that soon because Star Wars is still pretty fresh in my mind at the moment. So
yeah, we'll do that sometime. Toy Story, obviously, you know, 5 just came out. But as we said, we're just gonna do 2 and 3 this year, and 4 and 5 will probably be a next year thing.
Yeah. How'd you like 5, by the way? You said you saw without spoiling anything.
Better than 4, but not like great.
Okay. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy about all that. You know, I'm really hopeful. You know, we actually can do a lot of this stuff this year. We've been making good progress. The biggest thing I'm happy about too is I feel like AJ and I have like a really good chemistry now when it comes to doing our videos because we do a video like basically every week, recording something type of thing. So we have like a
because if we take long breaks, obviously we get kind of rusty and like ramble and stuff.
I will say maybe you'll kind of see that in the first part of the Avatar season finale because we got to ramble a little bit there.
We got a group for the second half.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Look forward to a lot of this stuff this year. I'm hoping we can get to most of it. Next week's videos are gonna be we're gonna review a SpongeBob thing because we haven't done SpongeBob in a while. And July 14th, they marked as like SpongeBob Day, so I want to do a SpongeBob thing. And we're actually all gonna do the first episode of Walking Dead next week at some point, like record that. So that'll be fun.
Look forward to that, guys. We will see you for the rest of the year.
Have a great year.
Yeah.